Hello, this is going to be a video covering Abiotic factor for the Steam Deck. As it stands at the moment, it doesn't actually perform too reliably and too well. It's for a number of different reasons. Mainly, they revolve around the Unreal Engine, and luckily, there's a few tweaks we can apply to improve performance. And also, obviously, it's come out in early access, so I'm sure that these things will get ironed out in subsequent patches. But for now, if people are looking to play this on the Steam Deck, hopefully I can help you fix a few of the stuttering, laggy frame rate dips that we can experience on a regular basis currently. So let's get into it. So before we make any changes at all, this is how the game performs when no changes have been applied to the config. It's basically on medium settings. I'll show you in a moment the settings, but yeah, as you can see, the frame rate is like 50 dropping down to 30 and 40 in places, and when we get around this corner in a moment here, it's just a nightmare. It drops like dramatically. You'll see down to 29 FPS, and when we get around this part, this is another heavy hitter for the frame rate. Gets down to about 28 FPS briefly here, as you can see. So yeah, real choppy, not a great experience, sadly. Again, it's early access; it's to be forgiven and expected. But yeah, as you can see, it's very choppy. So let's see if we can go about fixing that. So first, I just want to show you what settings I'm using in game. We're running medium with system-wide FSR, resolution scale at 65. This will remain for the other tests to keep things consistent. So this is with the most aggressive form of the config applied. As you can see, the frame rate's dramatically better. I'll do a side-by-side in a moment to show you the before and after in a similar in this same section, so you can see yourself. Excuse me. The only issue is though that it's a very Fulbright experience. It doesn't. You lose the shadows and the darkness and consequently the atmosphere that the game brings when you apply the most aggressive form of this fix. Obviously, it does significantly improve the frame rate, but at a cost to visual fidelity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a short side-by-side now in a similar section and show you, how significantly the difference is in performance. So here's a quick side-by-side in a similar area, well, the same area, just so you can see how dramatically the frame rate changes from the original on the right to the config tweak on the left. Obviously a big performance boost at the cost of atmosphere and shadows, unfortunately. So where you want to put this config modification is if you browse in desktop mode to the file directory listed at the top of the screen, you'll find an engine.ini file. If you open that as a text file and add the area at the bottom of the screen, starting from the script/engine right the way down to the bottom, if you paste that in to the top part of the engine.ini file and save it, that will apply, and you'll be getting the performance gains that you've just seen. So personally, I was happy with the performance gain, but I wasn't happy with the loss of the visual atmosphere and the shadows, and it really removes something from the game, in my opinion. So I thought, let's see if I can get the best of both worlds effectively and have the performance gains with the visual fidelity remaining intact. So that's what I've tried to do here. I've tried to edit the config, and here are my settings, and let's see how it runs. So I've locked it to 45 FPS. I've kept all of the in-game settings the same. The config file I have changed, which I will provide after this clip and also in the description. But this is my personal set of tweaks, so you get the best of both. You get the visual still and the shadows and a pretty locked, stable frame rate. So we'll go around to that problematic area in a moment where there's normally a huge dip in frame rate, and just see how it copes with these config changes applied. So if we go around this corner and just go down the steps in a moment, you'll see this is quite a heavy hitter for the FPS normally. We'll go around here. We're getting drops to 35, 30, 37, 45 again. We're locked back at 45. Obviously, the original test that we did, we dropped down to 28 and it was all over the place. But I found that with these settings, locking it at 45 hertz in the Steam Deck settings, it seems to give a good balance of everything, really, with a pretty consistent, smooth experience. The config that I'm using for this, what you've just seen here, is as follows. So again, same as before, you want to go to the same location, only this time you want to paste in those values that you see in front of you there. So I've changed the Nanite.MaxPixelsPerEdge to 4, probe resolution 8, and indirect.Allow 1. Again, I'll put this in the description. But yeah, hopefully that'll help. And all of the credit for this video, the idea for the fix, goes to Mr. Gosh on the subreddit for the Steam Deck. He is the one that provided the config initially. So full credit to him. Thanks for the information. It's how I found out about it. So anyway, I'm just spreading the word in this video, and hopefully this helps someone get a more stable frame rate and a more enjoyable experience out of the game. Obviously, this will no doubt be patched in an upcoming update in terms of the whole kind of Nanite and Unreal Engine 5 performance issues on the deck. But this should get you through for now anyway, offering you a superior kind of experience to that of the default settings. Anyway, that's enough, and hopefully you found this useful. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more similar Steam Deck videos covering mods, tweaks, and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.